Okay, so I've recently had a video request about how I deal with stress and how I get through exams. Exam period are like always really, really tough. I usually stress out about my skin because I'm really self-conscious like that. I mean, a lot of girls do, and I think that's kind of like what girls like in society. So this subscriber asked me how I got through stress or how I'm getting through stress, and to be honest, I have a lot of stress every single day of my life. It's not that I worry a lot about little things. Sometimes I do, but sometimes I don't. It just depends what it is. And because of my job, I'm a full-time nurse. It's pretty hectic in hospitals, and there's always a lot to think about. You know, I have my life outside of work. I have my family, friends. I have my YouTube life, and which probably sounds kind of sad, but I actually do have a lot to think about and a lot to deal with on a daily basis. For me, I remember when I was having exams as a teenager, I was like so stressed. I had really bad acne. I used to suffer really bad acne. I had spots all over my forehead. I had spots all over my cheeks, around my mouth. Oh my gosh, it was terrible. I had really oily skin. My diet was all over the place. I was going through puberty and I was so stressed. I can totally understand that a lot of teenagers out there are going through a high amount of stress because nowadays it seems like education is very, very demanding. I'm not saying it was easy when I was like a teenager, but what I'm saying is that now there are like a lot of demanding, there's a lot of demand on like exams, especially being Asian. Parents are always really strict. My parents were kind of strict when I was a teenager because they expected me to get full marks. They wanted me to be a lawyer, a doctor, an architecture, you know, things like that. But for me, I always wanted to be like everything. At first I wanted to be a lawyer, I wanted to be a vet, I wanted to be a nursery teacher, I wanted to be a manager, I wanted to have my own business. I wanted to be absolutely everything and anything that I could. Eventually I went through the route of doing nursing, and now I'm working as a full-time nurse. That is like my main job, and being a nurse you get quite a lot of stress. You have stress every single day at work because there's just so much to do. There's like high demands with the healthcare service, and sometimes we do have ongoing exams, and I apply for things outside of my work life because I'm trying to get to where I want to be in the next couple of years. And I still stress quite a lot. I stress even more when my skin is not perfect. It's like as soon as I see oily skin or if I have a spot, then that's it. I just stress about it. I could have a sleepless night over certain things. I was stressing the other night about what I should cook this weekend because my best friend is coming down and I wanted the meal to be perfect, and I stress about it. And I guess that's like a totally different type of stress. But this subscriber asked me about how I got through my stress over my exams, and I think the best advice would be to prepare early and prepare well. Always stick to your routine. When I was at school doing my A-levels and GCSEs, it was like hell because my parents expected me to get top marks, and they expected me to go to university. They expected me to have a degree and a full-time job straight after, and it was like a lot of stress because whenever I missed a mark, then I would have to kind of like make up, and I had to do everything. It was like, you know, the typical after-school clubs, you have to do homework clubs, you have to do piano lessons over the weekends, swimming lessons, badminton, Chinese school, Mandarin school, church, the whole lot, and it was horrible being a teenager. But I am really grateful for what they did because without them I wouldn't be where I'm at now. And I think when I was at uni it was like really, really stressful because when I did nursing, the course is like a full-time course, so it's like 37.5 hours a week for placement and university lectures and seminars. What I did was, because I had like different topics, I always, like the beginning of each term we had 3 terms, like 3 semesters. So what I did was for each semester there was always like 4 or 5 different topics. As soon as I got my handbook, I went home, got a piece of A4 paper, I what do you call it, like decorated this piece of A4 paper and wrote down like what topic it was. So for instance, if it was about biology, then I would write biology in big text writing and I would decorate it. I find that for me, when I decorate things that I would see on a daily basis, it keeps me like, it makes me want to do it, it makes me want to study, it makes me, because it belongs to me. I decorated the way I did, so I spent quite a lot of time decorating my little timetable sheets. And I always find that really helped me. And what I did was I wrote down dates that I had to attend a lecture. And also, when I go to the lecture or the seminar, I go home and I tick it, which shows that I've been there. So it's kind of like a proof that I actually attended. And then I look back and think, oh my gosh, I actually did attend all my lectures and seminars. For our course, we were not allowed to miss a single lecture or seminar unless we had a valid reason. And whenever I had homework, I always used to write a star underneath to say homework. And then in my diary, I always carry a personal diary and organiser. I always wrote down what homework it is, like what sheet number. Write that into the homework sheet. And then I would, at the top corner, always write in the red pen the date that it had to be handed in by. And then for any books that I needed to borrow, I always highlighted it and go to library straight away or book it on the system, because if you don't book it early, someone else is going to have the book and then I'm not going to have the resource. That's what I did, and eventually that just became my routine. That's how I did it at home as well before uni. And I always had little treats like every now and again. So say for instance over a weekend, whenever I have a free day, I would go out with my friends or my best friends, and we would like, because I lived with my best friends at uni and we used to always have hot pot of a weekend, especially in the winter time. That would be our treat, because we would sit there, we would talk, catch up about, you know, whatever happened in the week, just talk about nonsense, have a laugh, and then go back to our own rooms, do work, and then just go downstairs with food again. And that was how my life was at uni. I think it's so important to have like an aim in your life, you know, goals, aims, how you could achieve it. It's so important to write them down and stick them on your wall, because you're looking at this wall on a daily basis, and that's kind of like a big encouragement. That's my advice to you. That's how I did it, and it really, really helps me. Until this day, I still do that when I have exams and whatnot. And I always use like the little sticky notes and write them like a star or a heart or whatever shape, and refer that to, so kind of use it as a reference guide and stick that in like my handouts or in my diary whenever I have exams. It's not easy going through exams, I know, because you always feel as though you're not going to pass, or you feel as though someone else is going to do better than you, and then it makes you feel a bit smaller, and it makes you feel like you're letting your parents down, you're letting your friends down, you're letting yourself down, and that's like negative thinking. But the way I see it is, it's not negative thinking, it's more like you're more pressurized into getting these results to pass, because you want to show people that you can do it. Fair enough, you've got this feeling, but think of it as you're nervous and you're upset because you want it so bad. You want to pass, you want to get there in life, you want to, you know, go to university, you want to pass these exams, you want to have a job, you know, you want to have a good life, you want to look after yourself, you want to look after your family, all these kind of things. If you prepare well and you know you've done your best, then that's all that you can do. You should even give yourself a big pat on your back, because I'm thinking about wall because I'm thinking about those posters. But anyway, you should give yourself a big pat on the back, because a lot of people don't even do that. They're like so lazy. And if you prepared yourself well, you know you have, then don't worry about the rest. Whatever results you get, at least you can say you tried your best. I know that you probably look at your results and think, oh my gosh, I could have tried better, or I could have done this, I could have done that. You could have, but you didn't. That's not a bad thing. It's a good thing because you tried, and for you to even go into exam knowing that you've got, you know, all the revision in your head, you know, that just goes to show you actually put a lot of hard work into it. And don't stress so much about the results now. Just wait until the day comes, but for now just prepare yourself for the next upcoming exams and other things that you want to, you know, do in life. So yeah, I really hope that this video helps. I'm not exactly entirely sure what I should say in this video because I just usually ramble on. Like now this video is over 10 minutes and I didn't even know I could sit here for 10 minutes just going on about exams. So I hope this video has helped you in some way. If not, then I'm so sorry. I tried. That's the most important thing, you tried. So I'll see you guys soon. Bye.